Hello, my gorgeous souls. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. There's actually a lot more of you than there used to be. I haven't done a full reading like this, wow, in like probably over a month. And been an increase, a huge jump in subscribers. My channel is still small, but it's mighty. But like I said, I haven't been here in quite some time to do a full reading for you all, and I'm happy to do that for you today. And I just want to express my sincere and heartfelt appreciation to have you here with me sharing space. So today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at how your person is feeling. It's everybody's favorite reading. I think it's a wonderful introductory sort of a video to do for, again, all of the newer people here to my channel, to kind of get an idea of how I do things when, again, I'm doing a fuller style reading. We have some new decks as well, some decks that are a little bit unique, just released. So I'll be using, of course, the tarot that you see here out on the table, as well as oracle message cards. We're going to get all of the details about your person and their current emotional energy and feelings about you and the connection at this time. You will go ahead and select your pile based upon whichever set of cards, the deck itself, maybe the coloration, the crystal associated with it, or even the timestamps, which are always listed below in the description box and in a pinned comment. That will be how you can kind of arrive at whatever reading fits your energy. And then trust also that you are here for a reason. So if you've just come across my space, my channel, and this video for the first time, welcome. And if you end up enjoying what you hear and see today, please consider subscribing. It really, really helps me. So, Pile 1, if you choose Pile 1 today, you will be choosing the Pacific Northwest Tarot. That is also with the Chrysocolla. Pile 2, a newer deck for me, which is the indie version of the Wandering Star Tarot, which is so stunning and gorgeous with those gold foil backs, all that beautiful color. Was wanting to get that for a super long time, and finally, the universe aligned itself with my desire, because I matched up and was able to bring in a beautiful, beautiful manifestation of this deck from a person selling it for a really awesome price. So I was able to grab it, and it's its first debut on the channel. I've been using the standard mass marketed version forever, but this is just stunning. So my personal favorite, and it is paired with the, I believe, lemon calcite. Pile 3, though, is the star of the day. This is a fairly new tarot deck. It is called the Titanic Tarot, but it's the second edition, or it's a slightly reworked version called the Risen Spirits Tarot. It is paired with a crystal that is just absolutely perfect for it, if I can say. I love matchy-matchiness, but at the same time, I don't actually know what it is. So we're just going to call it the Titanic crystal today. And once again, just take a moment, reflect over whichever pile, deck, the colors, just the general energy of it, the timestamp numbers, the crystal itself, whatever is kind of giving you that sensation like, I want to be chosen. And that's how we will come together and share with you today all of the details that you need about your person and their current feelings. So I'll see you in just a moment. Go ahead and select your pile and we'll start your reading. Hello, my pile ones. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. You chose one of my favorite crystals. This is the Chrysocolla, as well as the Pacific Northwest Tarot. All of the decks I've chosen today actually are indie decks. I just realized that now. So this was a Kickstarter deck. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness, I haven't shuffled like this in a while on camera. I'm nervous. But it may still be available. I'm not sure. It's just stunning though. Really, really beautiful. I chose all kind of darker, like black, deep toned decks today. And we're going to be taking a look, diving deep. Maybe that's why I chose it. We're going to get really in depth with your person's current feelings, emotional energy, how they're sort of feeling about both yourself, them together with you in connection, about the state of things. We're just going to get, like I said, all of the really important and specific, significant energies that are coming from your person about the connection and about you specifically, and what their feelings are, those emotions behind. And we're looking specifically also at the deeper emotions. So not just the surface level stuff like they think you're beautiful and they see your value and your worth. I mean, all those things are wonderful to hear, but I think you've heard those things before. My focus for this particular reading, I'm intentioning it to just go, like I said, really deep, really hard in, and get to the core of the matter of what this person is really feeling, where their heart really lies when it comes to you. So Go ahead while I am shuffling for just a moment. Set your intention as well as I have for this reading that you are open, willing, and ready to receive all of the insights that are going to come forward for you today from Source. Trust that, of course, you've arrived at this space for a reason. You're meant to hear some sort of messages that are going to present forth in the reading today, some type of guidance perhaps. And then also select a sign if you feel called to do so. That can be anything at all. This is an animal themed deck, I'll tell you. So you may get inspired by the idea of selecting an animal totem or symbol for your sign today. It's just going to be a healthy, beautiful way that you can maintain your trusting relationship with Source, that they have your back. They're always looking out for you. They're always trying to communicate and come through clearly with all of the insights and clarity that you need to guide your life. And that sign helps to kind of anchor and affirm those messages, those bits of guidance when you receive them. So, okay, pile one. Let's go ahead and start with the tarot, of course. I want to get just a current bit of like an energetic snapshot of what's actually going on in the connection right now, which will help, I think, to anchor the feelings that come out. So for pile one, those that are watching pile one today, can you please tell me what's happening in their connection? We have the Emperor. Let's move him down. We also have the Five of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Magician. Clarifying these energies, we have the World for the Emperor, Strength for the Five of Wands, Temperance for the Two of Cups. These are beautiful. There's so many majors coming out. And the Five of Pentacles. So out of 8 cards, you know, between main spread and clarifiers, we have, you know, 5 majors here. That's pretty significant. Underlying energy that supports the overall theme of the reading is going to be the 8 of Swords for you today. So there's definitely a lot of stuckness. There may not be contact currently, or there may not be communication. Swords, of course, relate to communication. They're also related to our thoughts, however. And this card specifically relates to the idea of self-imposed restriction. So somebody who is not feeling in their power, they're kind of allowing their thoughts and their feelings, perhaps fear and anxiety or worry, to bog them down and hold them back or restrict them and limit them from being able to really freely express themselves, or kind of go with the flow of their emotion as they're, you know, having it presented in this connection where it concerns things between you. Putting the majors aside, because there's so many of them, I'm instantly drawn to the Two of Cups. You know, this is a beautiful energy of connection. It is soulmate energy. It's the energy of love, you know, of all kinds. So it can be friendship, but of course we're asking most likely about a love-based energy today with your person. So it's going to relate to that romantic, loving, caring, just beautiful synergy that exists between two souls that are connecting here on the earthly plane, and experiencing just a wonderful, beautiful experience together, interaction together. And I do think that overall that's what this person feels with you, especially with Temperance. You know, you and your connection with them gives them a lot of peace. It makes them feel very content and happy. There's a lot of love flowing here. And I do think your person recognizes this love, accepts this love, embraces it, and is just trying to continue to stay in balance with it, again, despite some of the more challenging energies that we're seeing out. The Emperor as well here, this is the energy of the divine masculine. This is somebody who is going to be grounded, solid, secure, but also somebody who may have a lot of responsibility, somebody who doesn't maybe have a whole lot of, I'm hearing like wiggle room in which to make a lot of things happen in this connection at this time. It's clarified by the World, though. You know, overall, I think what this person is feeling, despite, again, some challenges or maybe some rootedness, some stuckness that they're having, is just this beautiful abundance, this happiness and joy, and just seeing so much potential. And they want to give you that. They want to give you all of themselves, of what they can bring to this situation between you. I think this person, like, when I think of Emperor energy as feelings, that's like wanting to protect and provide and care for and be like that loving spouse or parental energy, have a family together, have a home, you know, really have that foundational love that just grows and prospers throughout the years. You know, it's something very, very stable and reliable and good. Clarified again by the world, this is like this person sees no one else but you. You are absolutely the embodiment of everything that they would and could want. The Five of Wands, this is the really difficult energy that's coming through. It's the energy of challenge and tension and struggle or obstacles. It feels like an internal conflict, however, with strength. I don't think this is anything that's actually occurring outwardly in the connection. It doesn't feel like any sort of disagreement or argument. Of course, you know, if that relates to your situation, then by all means take it as that. But this more so feels like the internal struggle or battle that this person's having within now as a result of something going on in the connection. This spread initially, just taking a look at what's happening, is actually answering a lot about this person's feelings. You know, but I think what's interesting here to note is the fact that they really are in a very overall stable, solid place in regards to you. They're not going anywhere. They're not taking any action towards you, or they're not moving things forward necessarily, but their emotions are stable and strong and secure, and they're not going away either. And I think that's an important message for you to note. They also want to change things around. They want things to be different in this connection. Things are probably not in the best place. Again, we have 2 5s, both indicative of change and transformation being necessary, but also of, again, struggles and challenges. So this person is definitely seeing a need, you know, to kind of lean more into this energy of this beautiful, peaceful love that they know exists between you and that you've had previously, rather than sitting in this energy of difficulty and stress or feeling taxed by anything related to the connection. They want to turn this around with the Magician. They derive a lot of power and pride and confidence from this connection, from your interaction with each other, from your love that you give to this person. Right now, they're kind of just feeling a bit low. It feels like they're in a low vibrational state. So they're maybe not able to show up in the same way for you with the Magician energy here. They want to. I don't think it's necessarily happening at this point. So if that sounds like something that's kind of related to your situation, then stay on this pile. This is probably the one for you. Let's go ahead and get some fuller views into how your person is feeling about you, pile 1. I think that they're overall feeling wonderful about you, but they're definitely struggling. So let's see if we can get some more detail about how they feel. We have the 8 of Wands. This just feels very sexy to me, but we'll see what else comes out. We have the Queen of Pentacles. That's so beautiful. The Page of Wands. Lots of Wands energy for your person. So they're definitely fired up about you. And we have the 4 of Pentacles. This is also a beautiful energy. Let's clarify these as well. We have the Tower. Yeah, that just feels like there's a lot going on there. We have the High Priestess for the Queen of Pentacles. So many majors presenting for you as well, pile 1. We have the 7 of Swords for the Page of Wands. And the Knight of Wands. So many Wands energies. So much fire. So much fire. What is this Tower about? I want to better understand what this Tower is here for. What's going on with this Tower? The 10 of Wands. This person is struggling. They're definitely struggling because you give them so much happiness and they feel so beautiful together with you. It feels so right. It just feels like this is what needs to be happening. And yet for some reason, this energy isn't flowing and moving. I kind of look at it as the 8 of Wands is as an energy of feeling and emotion. It's active and it's passionate and it's driven. But then you have the Tower here, and the Tower, which is interesting in this deck, it's depicted as this, you know, long-standing, very tall and thick tree that's just standing there. It definitely, you know, looks ominous with its coloration, but it's solid and stable. So for me, that's actually representing a barrier or obstacle. So if you think of the traditional imagery of the tower, it's a tower that's on fire and it's coming down. That could represent a disruption of this flow of energy. But even so, I also am seeing that tree as that blockage or barrier from things moving and flowing as they need to. The 10 of Wands, your person's feeling very burdened by this because there's so much love here. There's so much joy and happiness and harmony that exists in this connection that they feel, and it's almost like they're having to turn that off temporarily. They're having to put a disruption or a break in that that beautiful energy and passion that they feel, where they just want to keep, showing up for you. They want to keep connecting with you. They want to allow things to take their natural course and lead wherever they're going to lead. And it's almost like to say, that's just definitely, that cycle is being interrupted right now. And it's interesting, you have 2 tens coming out for the Tower. Tens in tarot represent the ideas of completion, of cycles ending and closing out. So there could be just a difficult patch or something going on with them that's creating this kind of tension and inability to show up for you again in the way that you would like. But the feelings are definitely there, and they're definitely working through them with the 10 of Pentacles, or 10, of Wands, which is a card of, overwhelm and challenge, but also not giving up, along with this 4 of Pentacles, which is a card of hanging on and kind of, holding firm to something. I don't think this person is going anywhere. I think their feelings are just as strong as ever, especially if you're in a no contact, or there's limited contact, or there's just some sort of distance and disconnect happening at some level, whether it's 3D, physically, emotionally, whatever, what have you. I still feel like this person's feelings in your absence or in your lack of connection is just as strong as ever. That fire is definitely burning. We have the Queen of Pentacles here, which is this energy of just stability, of just seeing so much potential in you. Once again, I said that's something that's always, there for a lot of people when they're connected with someone, is seeing their value and seeing their worth. But it goes so much deeper than that. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is just a presence. She's confident, she's secure. They see like the entire world wrapped up in you. Remember, we even had the world. They see that you are somebody who's unique and unlike anyone else they've ever been connected to. And with the High Priestess, there's an element of mystery or mystique to this also. It's like, as much as you're relatable and comfortable and secure, and they just feel so right with you and your energy, there's also an element about you that is either scary or intimidating, or just really is difficult for them to pinpoint and put their finger on. It's very spiritual in nature as well. So this is, kind of, for me, giving vibes, even though this is Pentacles energy, which is very like earthly and grounded, with this High Priestess kind of representing this spiritual element. I do think that they feel a very spiritually based connection to you. And they just, that combined with how you show up in the 3D and how, abundant you make them feel, it's just like your tops, pile one. There's nobody better than you. And again, that fire is burning for you, absolutely. With the Page of Wands, this is somebody who just, again, look at this animal, is like mid-air, hop or leap. They want to come towards you. There is so much energy here of like, I just want to get to my person. I just want to connect with them. I just want to speak to them. I just want things to just go right finally. This is how I feel. I want to flow with my feelings. I don't want to be intimidated by them. A little bit of intimidation is also coming due to that silence factor if you guys aren't speaking, because the High Priestess energy often also relates to this idea of like hands-off silence, shrouded in, again, mystery, or some element of just things not being direct and having to lean on intuition, or leaning on sort of the 5D senses more than the 3D, more than that physical connectedness. So with that, they're feeling a little bit of intimidation because they're away, and yet it's just also sparking and kind of stoking that fire for them. The 7 of Wands, though, or 7 of Swords, they're definitely having to hide this. So I, don't understand why that would be exactly from here. It's not clear in the cards, but there's obviously some element about this person's life, or something to do with them, that makes it where they feel like they have to hide or deny these feelings and this depth, specifically this intense attraction that they have. Kind of feels like suppressing it and trying to temper it down or simmer it down because they can't do anything about it at this time. But if you've ever been concerned if this person strictly feels sexually about you, or if it's just a sexually based connection, or if it's just physical attraction, it's like, do they focus on the fact that I'm pretty, or do they really like the whole and total package? The Queen of Pentacles would be an obvious resounding yes. They love everything about you, but they feel the most bothered, I'll say, by this really intense attraction that they feel for you. Again, though, they're hanging on to that. They're not letting it go. The Knight of Wands, I'm seeing this as just a total sort of inspiration and passion and drive and desire and motivation to be with you, or to like be connected to you. And they're not releasing that. They're not letting it go. Again, as much as they're not moving things forward with you, they may not even be speaking, or, letting you in much on what's going on. They may be having a total poker face, but at the same time, they're doing amazing at maintaining kind of balance and trying to stay firm and grounded and secure. And ultimately, they're not releasing these feelings. They're not letting them go. In fact, they're intensifying during this time apart, perhaps. So let's go ahead and get some oracle. It's an animal theme today, so let's just go with it. This is the Familiar Field Oracle deck. She is the creator also of the Field Tarot. And she's amazing, and she's actually local to where I live. So I got this deck before like anybody, and I was like so just geeking out about that and loving it, so giddy. And it's been amazing. I do readings on other platforms as well. So I'll say on another platform similar to this one, people were loving this oracle deck. So let's see what you guys think of it. Get some more information, please. We have strength coming out again, the lion. We have strength, authority, and courage. That to me is just like Leo energy, again, with that fiery, passionate kind of feeling. We have one coming out on the floor here. We have the hare, which is spontaneity, anxiety, and fear, which would obviously make sense with the Eight of Swords coming out. Also the Seven of Swords, and even that High Priestess, as I said. But we also have the crow energy, which is clarity, destiny, and clairvoyance. So again, they're really feeling into more of like the spiritual nature of things. I think they're seeing that there is a deeper purpose or a deeper sort of a energy to this connection beyond just the 3D. Like I'm very attracted to this person, or I can see a future with them. It's like this feels significant. This feels like this is somebody that is supposed to be in my life. And the feelings are just off the charts, insane. It's giving them some fear though. It's causing them to feel anxious. It's feeling chaotic for them. When I see spontaneity with anxiety and fear, I think of like something very frenetic, and that can also speak to Wands energy as well. It's kind of like unpredictable. It's impulsive. It's like I'm not feeling very grounded. I need to ground myself. This is actually a very stable person, a very secure, balanced, and all around aligned person. And so for them to just feel so almost out of control with their feelings, it's very unsettling to them. It's difficult for them to rebalance right now, which is also could be why they're taking some time away. Let's do one more. Yeah. We have stability, confidence, and memory. So they're not forgetting about you. Not at all. They're actually just trying to rebalance and stabilize themselves. And elephants, in truth, in the animal realm are very like loyal animals. They can be away from a member of their family or another elephant that they've created a close bond and attachment with for like decades. And once they're reunited, it's just like, you know, no time has passed. They just have and maintain that memory, you know, of that love and care and that relationship, that connection that's always existed. And I just think that that's the case kind of with regards to your connection as well. Get some romance angels, the OG Doreen Virtue. They're always great. I know you can't necessarily see me shuffling. I'm slightly out of the frame. I'm like literally right here. But just the way my setup is right now, I'm shuffling, and I promise I'm doing it in the most sincere and genuine way possible. Nothing shifty happening. I'm just slightly off the camera. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. They feel very, like I said, secure in your presence and with this energy of you in this connection. It feels very safe for them. It feels very right. That just keeps coming up for me, that this person feels right about your connection. It feels like it's the way things are supposed to be, or maybe was always supposed to be. It also feels like I can't let this go because this is my path now. Like I understand like what this person means to me and where we're supposed to go with this, or what, you know, my feelings are making more sense. They're making me anxious, but I'm having the clarity. I'm realizing my destiny. I didn't even see that there. I'm realizing, you know, kind of what my path is at this point. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So again, they're taking some time to stabilize, to perhaps detoxify. There may even be another person involved. This situation involves marriage. Well, you know, relate that to you if it fits. If they are a person who's already connected, whether in a domestic partnership or a common law marriage or actual legal marriage, you know, if they're involved already with somebody else, they know they need to release that person. They need to work on, you know, coming to terms with that one chapter of their life it feels like is over and another is beginning. And that's what this 10 and 10 also is reminiscent of for me. The feeling that, you know, I can't give up on this, even though it's difficult, even though I may have other things already going on in my life. It's time to close out that cycle, push through that uncomfortableness, because there's something really beautiful waiting on the other side of it, something that more speaks to the call of my soul. And let's get a couple. My goodness, all decks are independent today with the exception of the Doreen Virtue. This is the Queen of the Five Elements Oracle deck. Nurture. Deepest replenishment. And fairness. So they want to show up for you. They want to do this in the best way possible. Sunshine is on the bottom of the deck. You feel just like the most beautiful, loving, warm, welcoming energy for them. And they want to be that for you as well. They want you to feel safe and secure like they do with you. They want things to be fair and balanced. That's what they're trying to do right now, is just restabilize, kind of regroup. But they feel this big, they feel such deep emotion with you, pile one. And they want to nurture this connection. Like, it's everything I'm seeing here is about, like, I just want to get safe and comfortable again. I just, you know, got a little wobbly and got thrown off, but I'm definitely, you know, coming back into my own. I'm figuring it out. You know, I'm not taking any action right now, but I will at some point soon. In the meantime, I haven't lost my feeling for you. I want to continue to nurture this, see where it goes. I'm committed to this. That's kind of the overall vibe I'm getting with this particular pile. So let's go ahead and close things off with some message cards. What does pile one's person want to say to them? If we remove all blocks to communication, all resistance and barriers in the energy, what would they choose to say to their person, those that are watching pile one today? We have, you're the only one who understands me at such a deep level. Again, that's that deepest replenishment, those deep emotions, that high priestess, that spiritually based connection. They are feeling that big. They really see that this is something super, super different and unlike anything they've ever had before, or probably will ever have in the future. I can't bring myself to open up and let you in. Right now, they're definitely shut down. I can't bear to build it all again, to watch it all wash away. So these two are kind of a tie-in together. Obviously, this person's having a lot of insecurity about that new beginning, about starting over, about perhaps leaving something else behind and releasing something, and just coming to terms with the depth of their feelings for you. I think this is all relatively new energy for them. I don't think this is necessarily a cycle that they've been stuck in for a while. I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing more like, I just need a minute. But these are some of the fears and the struggles that they're coming up against as they're sitting in their kind of reflective, introspecting moments. Your beauty and grace captivates me. You are my rose. Roses may be a sign for you or may be significant to your connection. I think roses are the most beautiful flower. It's also the flower for the month of June. So Cancer babies, some Gemini babies, flower of love. I am drawn to your deep intelligence and wisdom. Again, with that high priestess connection, there is definitely something very spiritual, very deep about you. Pile one that they just love. And that also creates like this element of, you know, there's something so different here. And it's just like the total package. Remember, with this Queen of Pentacles energy, this energy of somebody who's just like everything they could ever want. There's a big part of that that's about your intelligence and the way you approach the world. And you're not my usual type, but I like it a lot. So maybe they don't normally, you know, fraternize or connect with people like that. Maybe they've been too intimidated to in the past, but they definitely are feeling that right now. That they're digging it. The vibe is right. and I want to give you the world. So at the core of it all, pile one, I think this person feels so, so deeply for you and wants to sincerely give you everything that they possibly can. It may take a little bit of time. There may be some other things in the way. Maybe they have some personal things going on, but don't fret too much with you not hearing from them, because they're just feeling as strongly as they ever have, and even more so about this connection right now. So hopefully that gave you some clarity and helped you to come to a state of peace and calmness, and just a good bit of guidance coming forth for you about this connection, and specifically what's going on with it and how your person is feeling. And if you would like to take an even deeper look or more personal look, I do private readings. You can go ahead and send an email to aeipathy28@gmail.com. All the information is also available in the description box below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you haven't already done so. Come back and visit me again. Let's share space and connect once more for your person or for general life guidance. I do all sorts of readings. I also have playlists available that show a wide range of different reading topics that I have already done and will continue to do, including zodiac-based readings, of course, readings about your person, messages from your person, their feelings, their thoughts, their intentions. We have readings for all of the significant dates of the month. So like 5/5, 6/6, 7/7. I've even done readings for just general like spiritual guidance, messages and guidance from spirit. So there's something for everybody. Go ahead and peruse that playlist and check it out and see if you find anything you like. And again, I appreciate you so much for being here with me today. I hope to see you again. And until next time, take care, pile one. Pile two, welcome to your reading. Just some behind the scenes stuff. I was listening to the 1975's I'm in Love with You song as I was kind of cleaning up cards. I like to listen to music, kind of like a hype song. And that was a song I was listening to. So that may have some significance for you. I just felt like putting it on as I was kind of getting ready for this pile. It's a beautiful song. Obviously relates to the subject matter today. Just think that's amazing. And it's a great band. So check that out if you kind of like an alternative style, like almost jazzy, and just, I don't know, there's just something really different about the 1975. They're like a UK based band. They've been around for a while, but they have like the most beautiful songs, and that one I'm just like in love with right now. So that's the energy and the vibe going into this pile for you, pile two. At any rate, you guys chose probably one of my favorite decks. This is the indie version of the Wandering Star Tarot with those gorgeous golden foil backs, and I'm going to call this the lemon calcite crystal tower. We're going to go ahead and take a look today at your person's current feelings. So their emotional feelings and energy about you, the connection, whatever is going on between you guys, maybe the status of it, and just what their feelings are, that's really in their heart of hearts about you. We're not going to just look surface level. We're going to get in really, really deep and kind of explore the depths of this person's heart and soul in regards to you and the connection. So while I go ahead and shuffle, go ahead and set your intentions as I have for this reading, that you're going to be open, willing, and ready to receive all of the insights that are going to present forth for you today. Trust that this reading is both timeless and you have arrived at it in both the time and space and when you're supposed to be for your individual energy and circumstances. You obviously have a message in here that you're meant to hear. So I hope that you'll stick around and enjoy yourself and get something from it. That's the whole purpose of this. And also go ahead and select a sign if you feel called to choose one. That can be absolutely anything at all. It just helps to create this, either establish or affirm this beautiful trusting relationship that we have with Source. When we ask, it is always given, and they always have our back. So if you ask for a sign, like I need to see, this in order to feel secure that the messages and the guidance and the clarity I'm receiving is really mine to take in, you're going to start to see that sign, usually not even just in the reading itself, but in other areas of your life as well. So selecting a sign is never a bad idea. I always encourage it for my viewers. And again, it also just helps to sort of anchor those messages you receive. Like, it's undeniable. If you choose something, especially that's like really rare, and it comes out, it's just like, man, it is so bizarre when that happens. So select something that is, meaningful to you, but that maybe isn't the most typical thing that you may see, just so that again, when it comes through, it's personal to you. And that source, again, making you, guiding you rather, to arrive at the different readings, messages, messengers like myself and others, anybody that is able to help you just gain that clarity and awareness that you're needing, in regards to, in this case, your connection and your person. So I want to go ahead and start by taking a look at what is actually going on in your connection, just to get a little bit of an energetic snapshot. Make sure that this is the right pile for you. You can help discern if it sounds similar to your circumstances, your situation. And that'll also help for me to have some context for when I get the feelings as well. So what's going on for pile 2 with their person? The person of interest that they're thinking of and watching this video today for. What is going on in their connection, please, Spirit? We have the Fool. We also have the 3 of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. These are just such beautiful cards. They're so gorgeous and colorful. We also have the King of Pentacles. Let's clarify these energies. We have the Emperor, the Empress. Oh my goodness, that feels so, so good. That's powerful, pile 2. That's like a divine couple. We have the Mother, Star. Yes, this is a card unique to this particular deck. Obviously, it's a positive card. And we have the Hermit, or the King of Pentacles. Underlying energy that kind of supports the overall theme of the reading is the 2 of Cups. So love and beauty and just a really good connection. I think things are in a good place. This looks pretty good to me. Your person has had a spiritual awakening, though, definitely. They're coming into their own. I think they're kind of showing up for you in a different way than they have traditionally. I see that in several ways. We have the Fool energy here, first and foremost, opening up the spread. And the Fool is all about a newness, starting a journey, taking that leap of faith, and it's having this new beginning. It's literally the card 0, the first card in the major arcana. So it's a major theme of this reading, and it's all about, again, this new, renewed sense of energy, it feels like. With the Emperor, this person is showing up in a secure way. We have the Emperor and the King of Pentacles kind of striding each other, kitty corner, and both of those energies are about someone who is grounded, solid, stable, and real, and who is showing up concretely for you in the 3D in a way that really honestly is just beautiful. With the 3 of Pentacles here, this is offering things to you. This is wanting to come together with you. It's collaboration, it's connection. It's, again, there's something tangible to this connection that is beyond just feelings. It's like they're really actually making that effort for the first time, perhaps, in the 3D. And the Empress here, you're feeling abundant. There's so much, again, as I said, beauty and love and just good vibes being shared between you. You're finally coming into your power. I think that's kind of what prompted this spiritual awakening and this shift of energy between you. You finally are saying yes to yourself, yes to being confident and feeling worthy and deserving divinely for what you deserve in this life and what you know you can achieve and manifest, and bring into your own physical reality. And I think that you're going to receive that. That's going to be happening for you. It looks like this is on a very good energetic track with this person. The Hermit, very spiritual. Again, this is having taken some reflection time to really get clear on what it is that they wanted, how to go about it. And they're showing up now in this King of Pentacles energy as a communal energy as well. When I'm just asking for a snapshot of the connection, I would see that again as like stability and abundance and just feeling like things are in a grounded, good place. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you guys were actually in a relationship with this person or headed that way. Again, we can't also forget that we have the divine couple here with the Emperor and the Empress. These are 2 individuals who are definitely spiritually connected, and this person has come into that awareness recently, and they're feeling very secure in that now. It freaked them out initially. This actually could even be like a continuation of those from pile 1. Pile 1 would be at a different point kind of in the relationship or the connection, that journey, that spiritual journey. This is somebody who's kind of more slightly evolved, more accepting of the connection as a spiritual based sort of an energy between you, they definitely are feeling stable and comfortable and secure in that. And they want to show up in that way. It's kind of like, I know what this is. I know what I want. I'm going to start showing it. I'm going to give to you. You are so worth it. I see that you're so powerful on your own, but I want to be a part of that. And I want to contribute to this. And I've, come into the realization that you're what I want, and I want this harmony, this love, this joy and peace. It even says, I want this connection. I want us to be together. So that's beautiful. We could stop right there, and I think you'd have a really good idea of how your person feels. This energy snapshot has been for both piles today very telling in itself. But let's go ahead and get some deeper insight into how your person is really feeling in their heart of hearts for you. Pile 2. What is their person feeling about them for pile 2? The King of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Creator, No. Coming up over the Yes card, that is super, super interesting. But we're going to clarify and see what that's about. And we have the Queen of Swords. So overall, things are in a good place, but their feelings may be a little bit more revealing. I'm kind of seeing a little bit of something going on in here. Again, though, we have counterparts with the King and Queen of Swords on either end. This is so cool. For the King of Swords, we have the Two of Wands. So your person's in a decision-making phase at this point. They're actually less in their feelings and more like, okay, I know how I feel. Now what do I do about it? It's sort of like that line of thinking and line of energy. We have here with the Nine of Cups, the clarifiers are the Four of Wands as well as Judgment. Those two kind of come out together. We have for the Creator, No, the Knight of Cups energy. That is very interesting. And we have the Knight of Swords for the Queen of Swords. Okay. I'm going to just kind of feel into this a little bit, get a clarifier for that. All right. So there is some confusion on your person's part. Overall, I think they've experienced a lot of clarity lately in regards to this connection. We have Judgment here with the Four of Wands. So this tells me that they feel that you are their wish fulfillment. You are kind of like that end goal, that happy ending for them. They want a relationship with you. Ultimately, they've come into it, like it says, acceptance of this, awakening. They see and feel now this connection for what it is. But it does feel like there's a little bit of anxiety perhaps, or a little bit of hesitation to really move things forward, especially quickly. They kind of want to be a little bit more discerning about things. Again, this is very strongly like things are in a good place. Again, a lot of you also could be together in an actual relationship, committed with this person, or kind of headed there. But for a lot of you, it feels like it's already sort of, the book is already opened and on that page, maybe the chapter, we haven't started reading it yet, but we're on that page in the book. We're at that spot in the story. And yet this person is just feeling a little bit of hesitation because, again, it's more of like, I know how I feel. I know where we're at. We're in a good place, or can get to that place, but how do I take things further? What do I do with this information now that I have, realized this? Now that I know and feel very securely that this is my person and this is who I want and what I want, your person is kind of sitting more in their logical mind at this point, in a decision-making mode where they're wanting to figure out, again, how to go about this. At present, they've concluded that they really don't want to take things further in a big kind of grandiose way. So I'm thinking like no proposals coming, if you're thinking of that being something that may be coming soon or hoping for soon. I don't think that's coming incredibly soon. Your person is just getting a little hung up on, again, how to go about things. So how does this actually look in the 3D? I know how I feel. I feel so good. I feel like we're doing good, but they know and you know that there can be more and probably should be more because, connection should always grow and prosper and expand. That's the whole point of life, is for expansion. But this person just is getting, like I said, hung up on the details. With the Queen of Swords as well as the Knight of Swords, I can't help that I'm getting an indication that there may have been like an ultimatum given, or just something kind of spoken that's causing this person to really think a whole lot and either consider something, reconsider something, kind of snap them into gear, but they're feeling a little bit fearful or kind of shy. Again, we had previously, or the overall theme the energy right now in the connection is yes, but when I'm asking about their feelings, the feelings are no. So it's kind of like almost going with the motions, that they're not revealing the full extent of maybe how unsure they're feeling with all of this. I definitely think they've reached a state of acceptance again about how they're feeling, but I don't know that they're feeling entirely comfortable to act on them at this point. And so with that, you have that this person, this is basically loving action, and it's saying no, that they're not, they're kind of confused and they're not yet at a point where they want to take that loving action. They're feeling it's not the right timing perhaps, or they're just not in a state where they really can do that. And they're feeling a little bit on guard with this. I think again that there may have been some type of an ultimatum conveyed or something. What is this Queen of Swords energy here for how they're feeling? Because it's definitely feeling a little bit of an element of coldness to this. The swords energies are not like the touchy-feely type of emotions. We have the Six of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. Okay. Trigger warning. I think this person tries to show up for you the best that they can. Remember how I said that they're finally coming into their own and they're really beginning to show up for you in a way that they never have before. So I don't know the full history of you guys, but I do think at some point there's probably been an ending of some kind, or this to me looks like failure. Like they failed to do something that they wanted to do or felt that they should do with you. They wanted to honor this connection properly, but they didn't do that. There's now been a new beginning, and that's the energy we're arriving at, okay? At the same time, I do think it's been a little bit due to your urging and insistence with this Queen of Swords energy that they're now feeling almost like a little skittish, and defensive to move forward, because it's like it's how they feel, pile two, and it's definitely something that they would have eventually done on their own anyway, but you're sort of like, let's get the show on the road, let's get things moving, and it's just making your person feel a little insecure and uncomfortable is actually what I'm getting. As I'm really feeling into this, they feel so much and they really are showing up for you, but it has to come authentically and naturally from them because they're in an aligned state to do it. They feel empowered to do it. Your person does not feel empowered at this point. They're actually it's backfiring slightly in that they're sitting in a lot of swords energy, even though outwardly, again, you may be in a relationship where things may look and feel overall pretty good. They're kind of having a poker face and hiding a lot of what else is going on for them internally and inside of their heart space at this time. So let's see what else is going to come out for us. I want to use the familiar Field Oracle deck. This is a beautiful deck that is relatively new. Loving it so much. Let's get some idea here. More information about Pile 2's person's feelings for Pile 2, please. So we have the Crab, which is growth, trust, and security. So they're definitely feeling, like I said, the need to grow. They are feeling more secure in this situation overall, but they're not feeling secure about moving it forward. So like the thing of it is with the Crab energy, I think of the Hermit Crab, I think of being a Cancer, and the Cancerian qualities with Crab energy is, we're actually very deeply rooted people. The Crab, is not a fast moving animal whatsoever. It kind of lingers in its shell and it does its own thing here. And it just has to feel secure before it can keep moving forward. It may appear as though everything is okay, but again, it's just kind of like you really have to work with kid gloves when you're dealing with someone in Crab energy. Definitely not Queen of Swords energy. We have intensity, vigilance, and speed with the Impala spirit. Okay, and that's where this Knight of Swords comes in for me, because it says highs, lows, conflict, tension, intensity. That's all of the swords coming out, right? That's the intensity. Also with this Ace of Wands, like, let's quickly get into this and let's start it. I think like maybe something ended and you were like, I'm going to move on if this doesn't move forward, and this person's scrambling, right? Because they don't want to lose you. And so they kick themselves into high gear. It's sincere. It's definitely what they want. But the timing feels off. The timing is like, I don't know that they're really in a place right now where they feel that it's the right time to act. You know, it's the right time to feel into this and bask in it and enjoy it for what it is. But in terms of like really moving things forward with the speed, that's why there's vigilance coming up with that, because I don't think they feel completely ready, you know, and at ease with it. We have protection, courage, and rest with the bear. Yeah, that's what they kind of want to do right now, pile 2. And I know that, you know, you're probably like, yeah, I get it. They've been doing that. But, you know, everybody works on their own timetables, their own timelines. And time is a social construct of this 3D world anyway. It doesn't exist anywhere else. And you're not running out of time ever. That's important for everybody to know that's watching this pile. I think timing is like a huge barrier or a huge factor for you. So you may be of an age where you're concerned, like, will I have time to kind of attend to all of the goals I have in life with a person, you know, having more kids or having kids at all, getting married. Maybe you're seeing others in your social groups, or your family is pressuring you, or there's just something that's making you feel like I'm running out of time. We need to get this going now. And your person's like, we have all the time in the world. And, you know, the bear is a very deeply rooted energy. In fact, in the Lenormand system, the bear represents like strong, firm, long-standing foundations. Like, I'm not going anywhere and nothing's moving right now. This person is definitely feeling that bear energy strongly. And we have the monkey, which is more lighthearted with knowledge, laughter, and bonding. And I think that's like the good side of everything. When we kind of release the pressure and the expectation, and we just focus on the feeling of how good it is when you guys are together, the chemistry that you share, this person really does feel that there's such a deep bond and such a good base that exists here with you both. It's just kind of like the minor details of how to get things really moving and shaking a little more that is kind of tripping them up. Let's get some cards from Doreen Virtue's OG Romance Angels deck. This is one of my favorites. How is pile 2's person feeling about them, please, for pile 2? Okay. So again, trigger, but don't worry. We have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relation going. I think this is kind of where you would be headed if you continue to push. Feels like this person's not going to be able to continue to maintain that level of security and the same level of desire to push the connection forward if they're literally being pushed to do so. I know these are very triggering messages. If you stick it through with this pile, I commend you. You know, this is a great relationship. It looks wonderful in a lot of ways. But pile 2, I'm talking to you, the viewer who's watching, for your person. You do have to kind of like release a lot of expectation, sort of chill, and just relax and ease into this connection and allow it to flow how it's going to. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So this is, again, also kind of how I think things were in the past. And it's like you're in a sweet spot right now. Neither of you want this to get messed up. Previously, you felt like it was very one-sided, but it can go that way again if you now push against somebody to act before they're ready. Right now, you're in this really great place with this new love, that new restored energy, that Ace of Wands and that Fool energy that came out earlier. Let's get one more. And we have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And I think, again, that is really kind of a nod of mindfulness for you, pile 2, that you really got to rein this in and kind of control that urge to be overbearing or a little bit, you know, wanting to push and move things forward so much. And take back control. And control, of course, is energetic. It's all in your alignment. It's not anything you're doing outwardly in the 3D. That's not going to last, and it's not going to create sustainable changes with your person either. Let's get a few from the Queen of the 5 Elements Oracle deck. I love all of these. All these indie decks are so great. How is pile 2's person feeling about them, please? Ooh. We had half the deck fly out, but before that happened, on the table was overthinking. And that's obviously the case with that King of Swords energy coming out. And let's see. We have willpower. So they're, despite feeling, again, a little wobbly and off center, they're trying to maintain their power here. Full bloom, because they do have a lot of love for you, pile 2. This person does definitely feel that love and want that ultimately with you. I just think it's, again, a timing factor. When I see the card worthy, it actually makes me think of this person's insecurities overall, and just the insecurity with when to do things, how to go about them. Can I really do this? You know, again, this is all new for this person with new love. This energy is something that they're not accustomed to. This is probably the first and only time that they've ever fully kind of given themselves to a connection, if you will. And so with that, you know, there comes a little bit of insecurity and you know, questions of, am I capable? Can I do this? And I just think it's important to recognize that in your person and give them grace and understanding. So let's go ahead and close things out with some message cards. What would pile 2's person choose to say to pile 2? If all blockages and barriers to communication were removed, if they could speak freely, open heart chakra and throat chakra, and no resistance in this connection whatsoever, what would they choose to share and say with their person, pile 2? We have, you are always safe with me. So they want you to know that even if they can't always take immediate action, that their feelings are stable and real, and you can trust it and you can feel secure and safe with them. I think this is kind of an issue on both sides. It's like, well, I feel safe and secure when I'm doing this or when it looks like this. And for you, pile 2, it's like, I feel more secure when it looks like this. And it's needing to kind of compromise, come to that middle ground between you in order to keep things kind of in a good flowing state. We have the kindness in your heart is so beautiful. Of course. You feel like the sweetest home I've never known. And that's the key here. Again, I think this is like you guys are probably younger. It feels like a younger energy, but maybe not. It just feels like this is the first time this person's ever really like fully trusted and dove headfirst into a connection. And it's, you know, it feels so great in so many ways, and they're so caught up in this, but at the same time, again, there's just like that little bit of hesitation, like, oh, I'm almost totally all the way in, but just there's that little bit that's yet to go. But in the meantime, you know, you feel so perfect, like everything feels so good between you in this connection. They see and trust that this is something that's going to go somewhere eventually. It's just a matter of when. And in the meantime, feeling really, really good about it. It's like we share the same mind and heart. And that was, you know, I think a really big, this is a strong soul connection. I mean, really, especially with, we saw in the beginning, the Emperor and Empress coming out together as a divine couple. And then on top of it, you have, you know, we share the same mind and heart. So this is a strong spiritual connection. And that also is intimidating for especially divine masculine energies. They're younger, forget about it. It's even worse. I desire you deeply and eternally. Definitely. You already knew that, I think. Thank you for your beautiful light and energy in my life. That's 100% why they've fallen in love, why they feel so secure and content with this, is because of that beautiful energy. That's what you need to stay in, pile 2. And everything's going to be perfect. Let's get one more. Really close this out on a good note. Let's get a good one. Yep. I want to follow you through all time and all universes. Boom. So pile 2, I hope that you've enjoyed this reading, that it's brought you some clarity and awareness about your person, their current feelings about you and the connection. If you have enjoyed this reading, I would love for you to consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Also, feel free to check out my shorts, my different playlists with other full-length readings as well, similar to this, on your person or just general guidance. I do a lot of different things. I have a lot of material for and content available for whatever it is that you may be desiring.
This routine will end in 20 minutes. Enjoy your meal.
And it wouldn't be one of my readings if Alexa did not interrupt my reading. That was kind of a classic from back in the day. So there she is returning, making her her little cameo. But yeah, pile 2, it's been a pleasure and a joy, and I've enjoyed you so much being here with me again. I've appreciated you sharing space to connect. I hope you'll come back again to do so in the future. And until next time, pile 2, I hope you take great care. Bye-bye. Hey, pile 3, thank you so much for being here today. You chose one of my newest decks. This is the Titanic Tarot Risen Spirits deck, newer version of the Titanic Tarot, kind of reworked different imagery. And this is whatever this is. It perfectly fits. I bought this and I'm like, I just was drawn to it, but when am I ever going to use it? I like to really match my decks to my crystals as much as I can. I'm a matchy person. Then lo and behold, look at that. I've had this for probably like at least a year or more before ever getting this deck. But you just got to get those crystals whenever you see them, and then trust that a deck will come into your life, or at least for me, at a later date that will match it. So I was super, super excited when I was able to do that today. At any rate, this is the deck you've chosen. It's beautiful. It's one of the, I would say, viewer favorites on another platform that I use. I'm active on several. Go ahead and check out what those are. I have all of the information in my description box. If you're brand new here, thank you so much for coming by, sharing space to connect today. I do have a lot of new subscribers because I do a lot of shorts videos. This is my first full-length reading I've done in like a month or more. So we'll see how it goes. We're doing everybody's favorite, which is how your person is feeling. And we are going to do a deep dive and take a big, just in-depth look at what is in your person's heart of hearts. How are they really feeling? Not just surface level emotions, but their true, honest, deep and real feelings and emotional energy for both you guys together, the connection as a whole, everything. We're going to find it all out today. So while I'm shuffling, go ahead and set your intention, as I have for the reading today, that you are open, willing, and ready to receive all of the insights that are going to come through today from Source for you. Trust this is timeless, of course, and you are also coming across it at the right time and space for your individual energy and set of circumstances. So there's likely a message in here somewhere within the guidance for you today and the clarity that is going to come through in the reading for you regarding your person. So I invite you to stick around, and if you enjoy it, again, consider subscribing if you haven't. And if you're brand new and you are subscribed, I welcome you and thank you so, so much for your support. Also, go ahead and select a sign. I always encourage my viewers to do this. This is important because it helps to anchor and affirm any of the readings that you receive, whether here or with someone else. Selecting a sign just helps to really set that intention and communicate clearly with Source what you want to see so that you can be clear about the clarity that you receive, quite honestly. And it just helps to kind of, again, further foster and develop that relationship of trust in Source. Of course, they're always here. They love us unconditionally. They always have our back, and everything is always working out for us. And they also always want to communicate as clearly and directly as possible. So when you help them do that, ask and it is given. Let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to start with the energetic kind of snapshot of things between you, pile 3, with your person. What is going on in the connection? It's going to help me to not only just get an idea of what's going on, but help to, I guess, have some context for the feelings that we're going to get out as well. So for pile 3, please, what is going on in the connection with those involved with the person in pile 3? Watching pile 3 today, we have the 8 of Wands, the Sun. Are these even in? Let's move those down a little. We have the 3 of Swords, and that's so trippy because I actually thought that that was the 3 of Swords for some reason. So there we are. And we have the 3 of Cups. Oh boy. Let's go ahead and clarify these energies. For the 8 of Wands, we have the King of Swords. For the Sun, we have the 9 of Wands. We have the Seer for the 3 of Swords, which is the High Priestess, as well as the Magician. And for the 3 of Cups, we have the Emperor. We have as the underlying energy that kind of supports the overall theme of the reading being the Death card. This is not literal death, by the way, if you're new to tarot. Death is just transformation, rebirth, change. I'm going to clarify, because this is really like a very loaded spread, quite honestly. What is this 3 of Swords here for? 8 of Cups. Okay. And this is a very long-standing connection. So those that have chosen pile 3, you've probably been kind of on the merry-go-round, as it were, with your person for quite some time. I felt that instantly too when I saw this Three of Swords, Three of Cups kind of combo come out side by side. So that's the idea of like a love-hate relationship, quite honestly. It's an energy of a connection that is very dramatic, has a lot of ups and downs or extremes. So one day we're doing amazing and things are lovely and wonderful, and the next day things are like total shit. We're not speaking, we're saying hurtful things to each other, we're breaking up and getting back together. It's kind of like that sort of a theme or vibe. And it's clarified by the Eight of Cups, which, is distance, emotional distance, separation, breakups and makeups, that kind of a thing. I think that you derive a lot of security in the fact that no matter how many times you guys do break up, you always get back together. This person always comes back. But I have to caution you, of course, that that's a very toxic, sort of unhealthy, codependent pattern of behavior and energy to engage in. But I'm sure you also know that, pile 3. We have the Eight of Wands, which is a card of movement, of energy going forward with the King of Swords. This is, again, just speaking to somebody who I think is kind of chaotic. Like, I'm actually getting almost like a mental illness component of somebody who could be have like a mood sort of a disorder, or someone who is just very impulsive, very also like cutting with their words, someone who one day is just very direct and cutting edge and is either coming forward and however they show up. Some days they're very happy, some days they're feeling very energetic and inspired to engage and connect with you, and other days they're a little bit more hesitant. We have the Sun here, which says that right now things are in a good place. It's a major arcana energy, so it's going to be weighted for me more heavily than some of the others. These other cards are kind of telling me like the day-to-day in and out energies. But overall, what's going on is that things are good. They're stable. They are in a place of clarity and awareness. I think both of you are pretty clear on each other of where you stand, what you both are wanting, how you both feel. There's maybe a slight touch of not knowing someone's full intentions of how they're going to act on those feelings. But at the same time, I do think, again, that things are in a good enough place despite this, because I think it's, again, something you've cycled through many, many times. It's sort of like when I see the Seven of Pentacles with death. This is like, it's not my first rodeo. I've had many go-arounds with this. I'm kind of used to it by now. And interesting, what is this? This almost looks like somebody who's seasick, doesn't it? Like they're ready to like throw up or something, and they're like holding it in, and they're just trying to like focus and like do other things despite being on this boat. And it's like not going well. So it's kind of like to say you've gotten your bearings and you're used to the ups and downs of this connection. And so you have the ability to maintain a lot more balance and alignment despite so much upheaval and turmoil. We haven't even touched though on the Three of Swords with this Seer, which is the HP High Priestess energy, as well as the Magician. So these energies here as clarifiers tell me that, when there's this period of time where you guys are separate or things are kind of falling apart, you've been able to more, again, easily stay in your sense of alignment and balance. You've been able to feel into your intuition. And with that intuitive sense, you have a level of security and peace about it, where you don't allow this person's kind of outward actions to impact you as greatly. And so, I think it's like you can stay balanced. This person comes back around and they're pretty balanced when they show up. Obviously, they're not that wobbly. And then when you're apart, you're kind of able to maintain that sense of control still within. So that's good. I mean, if you're going to choose to stay connected and show up in this kind of a connection, you definitely need to be in alignment and present and able to balance instead, in spite of the conditions that are presenting. So I think at present, everything is pretty good, but I just want to get a couple more cards to see what is currently going on, like at this moment, at the time of catching this reading, what is happening with those watching pile 3 with their person. The Eight of Swords. The Hermit, interesting. And the Queen of Cups. So again, this is like to say that you still are feeling the love. You still feel connected to them, but you may not actually be talking much. This person may be kind of shutting themselves out or away from you. The energy of the Hermit is obviously going to be one of disconnection or separation. So this could be a no contact. I'm not feeling that so much. I'm just feeling more like this person kind of skirts in and out. And sometimes they're out, and this may be a time where they're more out. But again, you feel secure still because you know they always circle back around and it's never been a problem. It's always like, I can trust that even though this is like crazy town, they always kind of, it always routes itself back to where it was and rights itself. So, okay, pile 3. You guys are my fun, interesting pile today. Let's go ahead and see how your person's actually feeling about you. For pile 3, how is their person currently feeling? Emotional feelings and energy, please. So we have the Queen of Wands. Very passionate, fired up over you. I don't think they've ever lost that. Like, no matter even in their moments where they're like, I hate your guts or whatever, you know, or if there's like, if there's ever just disconnect and things are not good, they're on the outs, the connection's not in a good place, they've just never lost like that oomph for you. The 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Coins, the 5 of Cups, and the 3 of Pentacles. Let's clarify these energies, please. We have the Devil for the Queen of Wands. Definitely a lot of sexually derived energy and intensity there, desiring you deeply. We have the Moon for the 6 of Coins. The Ace of Pentacles for the 5 of Cups. Okay, this is interesting. This person's unstable. Yeah, I don't think I need to say that. I think you already know that. They're very damaged. So their feelings are all over the map. We have the Temperance energy for 3 of Pentacles. This person really wishes they could show up for you in a more secure, grounded, consistent way. The 5 of Cups here for me is what's kind of immediately jumping out. And that's a feeling of dissatisfaction, of loss, of disappointment. But it feels like derived, not like you hurt this person's feeling hurt or sad and depressed because of anything that's happened with you. It's more, to me, feels like how they show up and the guilt that they have, that there's this beautiful new beginning, or this potential that exists here. When I see the Ace of Pentacles, that's like the ace to have when it comes to relationships, because as much as the Ace of Cups is beautiful and that's necessary for the emotional component, but you want to see that something is also concrete and real, and that the potential exists tangibly in the 3D. And that would be what the Pentacles energy is representing. This person sees that there's that real world potential, and there's truly nothing that is impacting or impeding them from going for it, aside from, again, I'm getting like a lot of imbalance in their own energy. The 6 of Pentacles with the Moon tells me that they really struggle to show up equally in this connection. And again, I see that very often they're in and out and they feel like they want to give to you. Look at how this person is actually situated in a position to offer something that they have, and they don't have much, but they're willing to give a little of what they do have. And I think that's important to note about this person, is that they really don't have a whole lot of reserves to pull from. This person is operating from a very depleted state, a very imbalanced state, misaligned, and it does feel to be due to fear, due to limitations, limiting beliefs, perhaps something in the past or something hidden that they are not revealing to you, just things that they feels like inner demons and worries and fears, and just things that they have to resolve, skeletons in their closet, if you will, things that they have to kind of deal with independently that they don't fully want to share. Their intentions, though, and their feelings often conflict, is what I'm hearing, because they feel one way, like they want to show up for you, but then what actually ends up coming out doesn't match that. It doesn't make sense. And you're often confused because you think to yourself, if this person cares and feels this way, then why aren't they showing it? Why aren't they doing it? And I just think, again, there's like a mental disconnect between action and between mind, heart, and action. So things are just not in a good place with that. And they recognize that. They know that there's a lot of fear that they sit in. They know that they hold back. They know that they, often feel the need to restrict and kind of keep things small rather than allow them to flow and be where they could, because they just are scared. They just don't feel secure enough to really go for it. They feel very confident
Time is over. You can take a short walk before getting back to your day.
Every time with Alexa. They feel very competent and secure in their sexual prowess and their ability to come forward to you in a sexual format. So connecting physically through actual acts of, engagement, or perhaps just being more flirtatious, being more lighthearted. It's just there's such a physicality because of their natural draw to you. And it's where they feel most comfortable. They don't feel comfortable expressing emotion, which is why, again, this guy's just offering like half-heartedly, like, oh, you want this pentacle? Because I just don't think that he's at a place where he or she, but it's a he here in the card, is in a place where they really can offer much and give a lot of themselves in the 3D. And so again, that's why they feel a lot of this disappointment, because they're not coming, through for you. They're not taking advantage of this beautiful, what's on offer, which would be a great relationship with you in the real world. We also have the 3 of coins here. This is though somebody who wants to connect, who wants to stay in your life, who wants to continue to show up. And for me, the 3 of Pentacles is more of a less romantic energy. It's more almost friendly to me. It is coming up also over the 3 of Cups, so that could be relevant for some of you. But this person likes to, if nothing else, just be a presence in your life as a friend or just casually. They like meetups. They like visits. They like having short bursts of time together. They're just not good at the sustainability component. Temperance here. Temperance is about feeling the most at ease and peaceful in that energy of just, again, things being a little bit more low level. So let's go ahead and see with a couple of the other oracle cards now if we can get some more information about this. I'm going to start with the Familiar Field Oracle. It's a gorgeous new deck by the creator of the Field Tarot, animal themed, and it's awesome. They've got great keywords. So how is Pile 3's person feeling about them? For Pile 3, please. We have Beaver energy. So persistence, planning, and creation. Creation to me just makes me, again, think of like sexual energy. We have Bee Spirit, community, work, and harmony. That's that 3 of Pentacles coming out. So they definitely just see you as like a very integral part of their life. They feel very comfortable with the level of interaction and engagement that you guys have together. As I'm talking about all of this and saying this, I'm actually getting like one of my anxious sort of spells that I get where I'm even like momentarily feel a little dizzy and just like a little twitchy and nervy. And I've been really good all day, so I know this is not my energy, and I'll release it as soon as I'm done with this, but just worth mentioning that your person is definitely very anxious, and I can feel it. They're unstable, they're a mess. But they do feel comfortable and content with some level of interaction and engagement. It's just not to the full, extent that you would like. We also have the Dragonfly here, which is illusion, lightness, and shifting. That shifting energy, boy, it's exactly what I felt with this 3 of Swords and 3 of Cups that came in. This like hot and cold, push, pull, back and forth, makeup, breakup stuff is exactly what this is. The dragonfly skims the surface of the water. If you've ever watched a dragonfly, they never dive in. They never like stay anywhere for very long. They're just kind of like plopping around, flying all over, skimming and scanning and swerving about, and they don't ever like land much. They just are like constantly like on the move. And that's like the feeling that I get with this. And then an illusion kind of relates back to the concept of the moon for me, with like fears, anxiety, worry, and just that mental imbalance that I sensed. This person could have substance problems that play a role, but I'm not feeling that strongly. I'm just feeling like this person just naturally has like a history of trauma, like past issues mentally or emotionally that are affecting them still to this day. And then we have the Vulture, cycles, opportunity, and distress. Okay, there's several things coming out with this. So your person is not using you. I think that's something you worry about. Or like, are these feelings real? Do they really feel anything for me? Or are they just kind of using me for, sexy energy, sexy times? Or are they really like in this for the long haul? There is an element. You can think of vultures as like they're prey animals, but they're scavengers. So they are opportunistic animals or creatures. They kind of go after something after it's already been like laid out for them. They are definitely for the easy route. And there is an element of that with this person of like, they keep showing up and providing this low-level breadcrummingness for you, which is a cycle that repeats and repeats and repeats. Again, there's a lot of energy here of lightness, of just not diving deep. And, you just can't underestimate that that's a part of who this person is, but it's also a lot due to, again, this misalignment that they have because of their past history. So take it for what it is. They're persistent in wanting to come forward, though, to you, like in showing up in the way that they can. I don't think there's any doubt about that. It's just what they have on offer isn't much, but it's like, I'll give you what I have. Once again, I'll give you the one little pentacle that I have. And then distress, obviously, is like super relevant as well with the Three of Swords, Eight of Cups. There was a lot of energy coming out of breakups and frequent turmoil, and distress would be an energy as well as that. Cycles coming out for the Vulture that would indicate that kind of that element of the back and forth and like this on off again sort of a dynamic. Let's get some cards from Doreen Virtue's deck, the OG Romance Angels. I love this deck so much. This is so beautiful. The cards, how they're like Victorian themed, I love that. And then just what they say is always so profound. For Pile 3's person, how does Pile 3's person feel about them, please, right now? Feel about them, about the connection. What are they feeling? So we have separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So they're either feeling a need to disconnect, or like I saw, you could be in a state of disconnection with your person. They're in one of their low periods. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So this would be how they feel about you, or how they see you and the connection. And how they see it is that despite sort of like the ups and downs, again, this is why they keep showing up for you as much as they can, because you are worth it to them. And I think that was important for you to know. One more. And we have codependency. There was definitely an element of that. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. It doesn't have to be actual substances. That can also be kind of like the pattern of unhealthy, toxic behavior that I sensed coming out. And then we also have cycles and distress, once again, with that Vulture spirit. Let's also see from the Queen of the Five Elements Oracle, how is Pile 3's person feeling about them? Ooh, we have a flyer. We have Misty, and it actually even wanted to come out reversed, but it is what it is. Misty is definitely an energy that I relate to the moon. It's confusion. It's feeling unsure, insecure. Look at how you can't see ahead of yourself on the path, and this woman is just refusing to budge and move forward because she needs a clear sky and a bright blue day to be able to make her way through the path on the journey. And it's just like sometimes it's not like that. And this person definitely is someone who needs like hand holding, needs to go very, very slow and progressive, and who takes a lot of setbacks and needs a lot of restarts. And it's just a very high maintenance energy. It's exhausting. And like I said, there's a lot of anxiety with this too. I felt really off when I was reading and still do a little bit reading these energies. And I didn't feel that way with the other piles. So abundance, though. This person, despite their confusion or their inability to stay really grounded and balanced, they feel so good when they're with you. I mean, I think that's like the high that they keep chasing also, if I'm honest. They could be addicted to you. We actually have the Queen of Wands with the Devil, and the Devil can represent addictions and attachments. So, they're addicted or very drawn and like stuck on this connection in a lot of ways. We have beauty, they feel that you're just amazing in every way. This is like Empress energy for me. Riverbanks to me is a card of flowing, kind of just trying to ease with it as it presents. But notice how in this card, there's all these rocks that are jagged, that are kind of roughing up the water. And it's sort of like they start to go down and they're maybe okay a little bit, and then they freak out and it's like, I got to get off. I can't go further down the path. And if they would just kind of see it through, they would see that there's this beautiful, serene, smooth sea or smooth river water just at the end. Everything would kind of balance out and be okay. And yet they can't really bring themselves to even follow through with it enough to see that. So that's definitely some issue. Let's go ahead and ask, what are they confused about with that Misty energy? What is going on there? We have Nourish, Embers, flames. They don't know if it's sustainable. Again, they don't know if how they're feeling and how everything is right now, if it can last. That also relates to if you'll maintain your sense of interest in them. There just is a lot of insecurity. What is Riverbanks? Let's get more on that. Unfurling. Yeah, they just can't trust enough to open up. It's really, really hard for them to do this. I'm going to ask for guidance for you. I didn't do that for the other piles, but I'm just kind of feeling like there's a need to get some guidance. How should pile 3 handle this situation? We have coldness, grounding, and nurture. To be clear, I believe this is nurturing of self. You know, when this person shuts you out, you have to trust your intuition, what it tells you in those moments. I can't tell you what to do because obviously I'm not your inner being and I don't have the capability to tap into that in those moments and tell you for your individual situation. However, you know, overall, those watching this pile need to start paying more attention to what their feelings are sharing with them and telling them and guiding them towards in those moments when this person kind of pulls out and leaves you high and dry. Definitely nurture self and be kind to yourself and just ground. Do whatever grounding activity you feel naturally inclined to engage in that's going to help you sort of maintain balance when this person does this to you. But the intuition piece is really key because I think the rest of the time it's really hard for you to stay balanced. There's a lot of emotion. There's obviously a lot of attachment, right? And perhaps even codependency at work and at play here when it comes to this connection. But in those moments when you are disconnected and this person pulls away, pay attention to what your intuition is saying. I think that's going to be the key for you as to what you truly feel about this situation and what you really feel ultimately and authentically guided to do. Let's go ahead though, like I have for either, for both piles 1 and 2, I like to pull message cards. What would your person, pile 3, say to you if all blockages and barriers to communication were removed? Any resistance to, you know, the connection itself. Open heart and throat chakras. What would they say if all of these things were in place? What would they say to pile 3? Our connection is so beautiful, but it's also painful and confusing as hell. Well, duh, because they make it complicated. But, you know, it is what it is. It's like we share the same mind and heart. That actually came out for pile 2. I didn't see anything referenced here that really speaks to like a spiritual connection, but it could be, definitely. It's definitely something that keeps you guys really attached to each other. And that could be why you are my destiny. This person feels that you are definitely meant to be in their life, perhaps permanently. But, you know, again, that's like scary for them. I tried to stop these feelings, but now you are burning hotter and brighter than ever within me. And I do believe that they tried to stop that. I do think they try to do that quite often, especially in the beginning. If you've been, you know, connected to them for a while, the 7 of Pentacles would allude to that. This has been a long-standing connection. They perhaps have sort of gotten over the hump with regard to that aspect of the connection and what they try to pull. But in the beginning especially, man, it would be like they would kind of back away or push you away, and they really would try to forget or try to turn off these feelings. And so many masculine energies do that. They like to stay in control, and the masculine energy is much more logically minded versus emotionally receptive. So that's what they would do quite often, and they realize they can't, doesn't work. So a few more. I could listen to your voice for days on end. So they obviously love everything about you, your voice and just the essence of who you are. You are my secret passion. Yeah, it just like drives them, embers and flames. They're super, super attached to you and very, very turned on and attracted to you. It's like you're in their blood or something. They can't get rid of you. And how I wish I could hold you tonight. So even though you guys are apart, they're definitely missing you, wishing you guys could be together, probably in a physical way. I'll just give you one more. This is coming out. I didn't fall in love with you because I've always loved you and always will. That won't resonate for everybody. Some of these individuals you're dealing with maybe are kind of, again, doing that dragonfly thing, and they're not really diving deep. But for others of you, kind of, you know, despite all of this chaoticness and drama, what belies everything, their actions, how they show up, is really the fact that they do have a lot of love for you. So pile 3, I hope that you've enjoyed this reading and that it's been of help to you with clarity on your person and how they're currently feeling about you and the connection. If you have enjoyed this reading, I would love for you to subscribe, come back again and visit for another reading at another time. Connect in this space also by going ahead and looking at my playlist. I have lots of available content for you to peruse, look through on all different ranges of topics, including other readings regarding your person, so centrally focused on loving energy, but there's also guidance from spirit, there's zodiac-based readings, there's readings on, financial abundance, just all kinds of good stuff. So feel free to check those out as well. And in the meantime, I'm going to send you so much loving, abundant energy. I don't think I said anything about this in the other 2 piles, but I'm definitely sending you a lot of extra love, pile 3, because this is definitely a difficult situation that you're in. I understand, I empathize, and I am sending you so many positive vibes that you can get through it, all right? And until next time, pile 3, I hope you take good care.